Now, in Ruskin, the last few years we've seen a lot of UFO activity up there. What do you know about this activity?
Well, I've talked to a lot of the local people who have either seen these objects or been um, had associated friends that all um, witnessed sightings. It's been quite a common phenomena around here for quite a while. It seems to be an area that attracts this type of object, whether it's because of the large body of lake water and that surrounds this area and the mountainous areas around here. But
From the hydroelectric facility at Ruskin.
right, it seems to be that seems to be a common denominator, is that whatever these UFOs are that are circling around in the area, they all seem to hover around right on top of the hydroelectric plant in Ruskin itself.
When did you first hear about it? How long ago?
Well, I've heard scattered rumors of of people sighting UFOs in the area, and I put it down to low flying helicopters, various.
But as you know, Transport Canada forbids helicopter flying at night unless it's an emergency,
Right.
and commercial activity cannot happen at night, so it can only be RCMP helicopters, if it was in fact. But it
Well,
turned out not to be.
well, the thing is, I mean, I, there's a gentleman that was living in the trailer park up here, and he came up with some pretty phenomenal shots of spheres that were undulating up in the sky over the dam, and he hurried around and got cameras and uh, videos of these spheres that were one. For instance, there was a mothership and all kinds of. For instance, there was this fella up in the trailer court in Ruskin here who'd been up on his roof and had sighted these what he proclaimed to be flying saucers, and he got a lot of other people out to look at them, and they all were fascinated by these spheres that were undulating out of one mothership, and they just seemed to be zipping off at a supersonic rate away from the mothership, and he was firmly convinced that what he was seeing was
And
extraterrestrial.
animals were affected as well.
Well, the amazing phenomena was while I was up interviewing one of these ladies who'd seen she'd seen a large body land of a space, what she proclaimed was a spacecraft,
What kind of shape?
and
What kind of shape?
it was kind of an oval-shaped spacecraft, and it was sitting down in the water,
What color? What
close
kind?
to it. Well, there was a metallic, really shiny metallic object, round sphere in the water, and while she was relating this to us, I noticed that she had a small little dog in the room, and it was hiding behind the couch. And I said, "Well, your dog was always, friendly and always come out." And she said, "Well, ever since that sphere came there, the dog just developed a whole schizophrenic personality and started hiding behind the chair, and like I'd seen this dog on numerous occasions, and it was always friendly, come and jump in your lap, and it was always." And while we were there, it was in behind the chair, and I'd remarked on it, and she said, "Oh yeah, ever since that,
Then he was afraid.
yeah, he was totally schizophrenic. He was just a totally different dog. Just, she said, ever since that when that big sphere had landed, and she looked out, and she says, and the dog just started getting really nervous. And that's one thing that I've always really said, that any of these small little dogs, like any of these Shih Tzu and all these different types of dogs have
Poodles, Chihuahuas, etc.
yeah, etc. All the small range of dogs have
Hypersensitive hearing.
super sensitive hearing, and whatever this sphere was, it was emanating, or there was a sound that was emanating from it that really just turned this dog into a nervous wreck. And he'd always been just a cuddly.
But they hear a sound too? They hear a sound?
Well, the dog would hear the sound, and any dog that was highly tuned hearing would hear a sound that humans wouldn't. It was an amazing phenomena. I don't think people haven't explored that realm.
Yeah, but after they saw this, what they think it is?
Well, I mean, they obviously think it's an extraterrestrial vehicle, and I mean, the dog. I mean, they were totally confused on why the dog all of a sudden would develop this schizophrenic personality out of nowhere. So just all of a sudden, the dog had been laying there for years, just being a
dog.
lap dog, and jump in your lap, and now the behavior
Paranoia.
completely changed. It's hiding behind the couch and just shivering.
Then is something that
just-
afraid animals too, for what we understand right here. It's something that an animal sense as well as a feeling of scare.
yeah,
So-
yeah. They
Because if a dog
they're
is
so
scared,
perceptive to anything like that. Like they would just put fear in them, and it's something that I think we should all be really. If humans were as intuitive as dogs, I mean, things like extraterrestrial beings like dogs would immediately sense them. I mean, we use dogs to. For different purposes.
It's like a canary,
but-
canary in a mine syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole same deal. I mean, you put a